A mystery flu-like disease with a very high death rate is suddenly spreading like wildfire in Africa. Michael Snyder reports a mysterious disease that produces flu-like symptoms and that is killing a very high percentage of those that it infects has suddenly appeared in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and scientists have no idea what it is. So far, this mystery disease does not appear to be related to H5N1, monkeypox, Ebola, the Marburg virus, or any other of the other deadly bugs that are currently spreading around the globe. Perhaps after more testing is done, scientists will discover that there's a very simple explanation after all. Let's hope that this new outbreak turns out to be fairly insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But in Matthew 24, Jesus did warn us that there would be multiple pestilences in the days just before his return. So when a new disease suddenly appears and starts killing lots of people, it's worth keeping an eye on. The epicenter of this outbreak is right along the Democratic Republic of Congo's border with Angola, and we're being told that dozens of victims are already deceased from it. An unknown flu-like disease targeting women and children has killed 143 within 2 weeks. Those infected in Congo suffered from symptoms including high fever and severe headaches, with the World Health Organization launching an urgent probe. Deaths are being reported in Kwango province, situated in the southwest of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and on this border with Angola. If this mystery disease is targeting women and children, does that mean that adult men are not being affected? Hopefully we can get some clarification on that. It's being reported a total of 376 people have gotten sick so far, but it's not clear how they were able to determine that everyone has the same thing if they are not able to identify the disease. The country's health ministry also warned people to wash their hands regularly with soap and water and not to touch dead bodies. A total of 376 people have been sickened in the outbreak that has hit Kwango province in the southwest of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. It's very early in this outbreak, and so the numbers that we are being given are very fluid. But if there really are 143 deceased out of 376 total victims, that's a very, very high death rate. Many of the symptoms that victims are experiencing are exactly what you would expect if you caught the normal flu. Patients are mostly children over 15 years old, officials say, and are suffering from a flu-like illness with symptoms including a fever, headache, nasal discharge, cough, difficulty breathing, and anemia, or a lack of healthy red blood cells. I don't see anything there that would set it apart from normal winter illness, and that also makes it potentially extremely dangerous. We shall see how this plays out. For now, one local leader is warning that the number of infected people is increasing and that people are literally dropping dead in their homes. Civil society leader Koferein Manzaza said that the situation on the ground is extremely worrying as the number of infected people is increasing. Panzi is a rural health zone, so there is a problem with the supply of medicines as well. And due to lack of medical facilities and a dilapidated health infrastructure, infected people are forced to pass away in their homes. The local epidemiologist said women and children were the most seriously affected by the disease. This sounds very serious, but let's not jump to any conclusions quite yet. Tests are being conducted on this new disease, and authorities are promising to release results as soon as they can. The ministry added that its update laboratory test results will be communicated as soon as they are available, and regular updates will be shared with the population and partners. Pending the conclusions of the ongoing investigations, the ministry calls on the population to remain calm, vigilant, and to strictly respect the preventive measures. Of course, this new outbreak comes at a time when the Democratic Republic of Congo is already struggling to contain an unprecedented monkeypox outbreak. Meanwhile, the DRC is also contending with major mpox outbreak, which has declared a public health emergency of international concern in August 1st. In early November, the total number of suspected mpox cases across the continent of Africa topped 50,000, with the DRC bearing a heavy percentage of those cases. Scientists are telling us that this new strain of monkeypox spreads much more easily than the strain that caused so many problems around the globe in 2022, and it also has a much higher death rate. So I'm also keeping a very close eye on that too. Meanwhile, the Marburg virus has gotten loose in Rwanda. Marburg, also termed as the bleeding eyes virus due to one of its symptoms, bleeding of the eye, had victims of 15 people in Rwanda, has left hundreds of them infected, reports the Mirror. The World Health Organization, WHO, identifies the disease to be severe, often resulting in fatal illness in humans. The average MVD case fatality rate is around 50%. Case fatality rates have varied from 24% to 88% in past outbreaks, the WHO says in a report which was updated in October 2024. After what we went through early in this decade, I know that there are lots of people out there that don't want to hear this sort of news. But if we really are living in the end times, major pestilences will be a major theme. Jesus specifically warned us about this in Matthew 24. He didn't give us this warning so that we would be afraid. He gave us a warning so that we would not be afraid. If you understand what's coming, you can get prepared for it. Sadly, most of the population is not interested in such warnings. And so when the next great global health crisis reaches our shores, they will be completely blindsided by it. This is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, Why, is available on paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecy, The Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and he always freely, happily allows others to republish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.